Welcome to Michelle's Opinions. Today we're going to talk about gray aliens. What are they? Conspiracy or fact? Or maybe there's something else altogether. First, let's talk about the plausible origin of the gray. It is alleged that several species of extraterrestrial origin have visited our planet in the past or continue to visit today, and in some conspiracy claptrap are walking amongst us in disguise, are collaborating with select government factions, and have been created a human extraterrestrial hybrid to gradually populate Earth with their species. Why they are here, if that is the case, is beyond the scope of the book for our purposes. It is only to investigate whether or not they can exist. The UFO community claim there are dozens and perhaps hundreds of alleged extraterrestrial species. This book will focus on the most frequently reported in UFO circles. The chapter will shed some light on their characteristics, alleged home planets or star systems, variations of the same species reported with variation witness accounts of reported encounters with these alleged extraterrestrials. It is important to note, however, that reports of alleged extraterrestrial are predominantly the result of a single witness account, hearsay, and hoaxes, and in many cases alleged close encounters from unreliable sources. Moreover, according to the scientific community, academia, and governments throughout the world, and more importantly, many legitimate UFO organizations, there is no physical proof or evidence beyond a reasonable doubt that the following alleged extraterrestrials exist or have ever visited Earth. The book that I'm referring to is called Think About It, and it's think one word, and about it is one word with the I and the it at the end capitalized. If you're interested in picking yourself up your own copy. I am not endorsing anything or selling anything. I'm just giving an opinion. I cannot confirm or deny any of these allegations. The grays to date are the most common alleged extraterrestrials reported. Around half of all the reported alien encounters in the United States, including reports of alleged abductions submitted to the Aerial Phenomena Investigations Team, were described as grays. Predictably, grays are depicted as a gray-skinned humanoid being, and having unusually large heads, no hair, large opaque black eyes with no noticeable iris or pupils, small slits for mouth, and no discernible ears. In some cases of alleged encounters, the grays communicate telepathically and spoke English. The grays are purportedly from Zeta Reticuli. They are frequently associated with the classic flying saucer, the UFO wave post, the Roswell incident, and thousands of reports of alien abduction claims. The gray species remarkably are so common today that almost any person in modern society can draw a sketch of an alleged extraterrestrial. Plausible origin of the grays. While reports of the grays have circulated the UFO and conspiracy theory community for decades, the origin of the gray is often associated with the 1961 Betty and Barney Hill abduction claim, because the media began to report the alleged grays After the Betty and Barney Hill claim, it is assumed by the UFO community that the grays are a recent phenomenon. However, that is not the case. The first appearance of the grays can be traced back as far as 1891, decades before the UFO wave of a post in 1947, almost 125 years ago. Published a book is the Kenneth Follingsby, sorry if I butchered his name, published a book called Meta, A Tale of the Future. The book, which came from the author's visions of a future while in a coma, described tiny gray men with heads shaped like hot air balloons. Soon after, in 1892, readers were fascinated in what the human species would look like after millions of years of evolution. In 1893, A.G. Wells authored a small article titled The Man of the Year Million, in which he speculated what the human race would look after a million years A.D. Wells imagined humans would have no hair, mouth, or nose, and would have an enormous light bulb shaped head and small body. In 1897, H.G. Wells also published The War of the Worlds. We all remember that. Oh my gosh. The design of the Martians, according to his biography, was a convergence of his research on evolution and pure imagination. He proposed a Martian with an enormous head because they were advanced and more intelligent race than humans, thus necessitate larger brains. Furthermore, according to Wells, the Martians had large eyes, no nose or ears, and very small mouth. He envisioned Martians communicating telepathically to eliminate all misunderstanding when they communicate with each other, which remarkably has been reported by alleged abductees. In the 1930s and 40s, once again before the UFO wave, the little gray aliens were a solid foundation on many comic books such as Amazing Stories, Wonder Stories, and Science World Stories. During this era, comics books were making a large impact in society, and many of the tales depicted inside the comic books represented big-headed little gray visitors from space. Aren't these guys just adorable? Have you encountered a little gray alien? You know, it may not be exactly what you think it is. I'm going to give my opinion. I'm going to show you a little slideshow and then give you my opinion on what I think is going on with how people are talking about flat Earth, and how this is a flat Earth planet, and we are who and what we are discovering to be, what these little gray guys could possibly be, especially since we just read a bunch of history and how long this information has been put out into the population. Just imagine how powerful our minds actually are. This little guy almost looks human colored. Not so much of the gray, and the features are more humanoid looking. He's actually even dressed. Something to think about. Are we making the aliens more human? Or are the aliens becoming more human? How many of us in dream time have felt energetic work being done, sleep paralysis, and when this energetic work is being done to us, it is not painful. But a lot of times we can't remember the exact procedure or remember exactly what happened to us. But we chalk it up to there's a possibility of missing time, so we must have been abducted by aliens, right? And here's a group of them just waiting for you to be on that table so they can work on you. We've often heard about how they are trying to splice DNA so that they can look more humanoid, just as was told to us in that book, on that chapter read. Just very interesting how this could possibly be a gray alien, but really carries a lot of human features. The eyes are no longer black, they're actually blue. Now I know that there was a lack of ears on the gray alien, but this guy's got little ears. He's looking more human. He just needs a little bit of hair. We often associate spaceships with extraterrestrials. They're from another planet. Well, as facts are being revealed in record speeds, these could be just things that used to be in use here on our planet that's been buried in our history that is coming to the surface. Not extraterrestrial at all. Very terrestrial. It's just been hidden from us and it's coming to the surface. Just something to think about. We also have heard about shape-shifting, that gray aliens are able to shape-shift, and that would be the biggest deception of all, that they could walk right up to you looking exactly like a human, or look like a space brother, and the entire time they've been here on Earth with us. So they're not space brothers. They're just another species sharing the same terrain that we all are together. Something to think about. I don't quite know what to think about the shape shifting. I know that we've seen some pretty odd things, but a lot of things can be done with CGI. One never knows. Unless you see it right in front of your eyes with maybe 4 or 5 friends also witnessing it with you, everything is in question. This guy looks like he's almost completed, that he could be part Palladian, blue avian, gray, all of the above mixed. As he has a full head of hair, he has pupils and irises and whites of his eyes. His ears are good size. He has a mouth. He has a nose. Your typical shape shifting. But you know, we know about the scientists doing splicing with animals and different insects and things like that to try to eradicate certain viruses and other kind of things, which, you know, we really probably shouldn't be tampering with those kind of things. But this to me is the same thing as what it represents. Nothing more than what man is doing already. They could be very well experimenting mankind on mankind. Have you thought about it that way? To sum up what I'm trying to say here is, as people are questioning the terrain that we live on, whether it's flat or if it's a globe, could it be possible that it is a flat terrain and that Therefore, there is no extraterrestrials because they don't come from outer space. Could it be possible that we used magnetics and free energy that is surrounding us in our past, and that it has been buried, and we're coming into a time where all of this is coming back into our remembrance? Whether or not we are related to these beings that we don't quite understand yet, well, that's still an open-ended question. I know that through the power of thought, we can create. And with our heart and our mind and with our voice, we create what is going on around us. That is how powerful that we are. Therefore, if this came out in the 1800s, well, that would be like the 19th century, 1800s, that's a long time to permeate throughout mankind, to manifest these extraterrestrial beings. If you think about it and ponder on it, don't get upset really quick. I am not trying to trigger. These are just opinions. But as I am seeing that we are unearthing these magnificent buildings that seem to be very obvious that they were used for electricity, that the Dark Ages was not what we may have thought that it was. We should be questioning everything. Question what I'm saying. Do some research. Do some search within. Because I think we're in a time of remembering. And when we're in this time of remembering, all of this information is coming to fruition. The more we dig in, the more that is coming out. Or is it that we are creating free energy and things that are used with magnetics for motion? All of these amazing things can be coming to fruition through thought, through our heart. So I'm not against anybody's thoughts, opinions, beliefs at all. I'm all in and open-minded and willing to listen to whatever anyone has to say. I also want to touch on the Jim Carrey post. Apparently it was taken out of context. What I was trying to show with that is that it doesn't matter if you are a movie star status or a regular person. We're all playing roles in life. And the awakening process, although we can go through it in private, by being in the forefront on stage like that and put out into the public spectrum, people are able to see it for, whatever this man is going through. And instead of harshly judging him or trying to put down or labels on what he's going through, we should always want to treat others as we would like to be treated. We've just been lucky enough to go through many of our doorways to our remembering and awakening in the privacy of our own home, without paparazzi following us. There we go. All around. And look at it as the equality. You are just as magnificent and just as special as anybody else walking this planet, flat, round, globe, whatever. Doesn't matter because we can't see it to prove it, but we are able to, through thought, speech, and our heart, to create a better place for everyone and treat everyone equally. Treat everyone the way that you want to be treated. Universal law, that fulfills all the law. When Christ said to love your neighbor as yourself and you will fulfill all the law, I completely understand that now. It's a deep and profound understanding when you stop judging other people and stop trying to hurt another person. When you're hurting another person, you are actually hurting yourself. When you're judging another person, you're actually judging yourself. So this is just food for thought. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed putting it together for you. I think we've all had our great alien experiences, and I do have some opinions that I am still researching on what I think the great alien means to us as our sovereignty and to our soul, our spirit. But I don't think that it's little men flying around. I think that that is technology that is coming back to our remembrance. So with that, I want to say thank you. Have yourself a wonderful day, and always remember to share what you know so we can listen and grow. And I have a new outro song that was written for my channel. Richard Avery, otherwise known as 007. So I will be playing that at the end of my videos now. I hope you guys enjoy it. Have yourself a wonderful day. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of new postings, premieres, and live shows. If you'd like to sponsor the channel, the links are below. I have both Patreon and PayPal. And thank you, channel supporters. Without your support to keep things going, I don't know where I would be. It's people like you and your generosity that helps the work improve and for us to be able to grow. Thank you.